My iPad overheated. I saw that coming. You can literally see I'm getting hot sitting in my car here. So I'm gonna upload this as a separate video, but we're just gonna pull some dragon cards. Why is this one flying away? The orange dragon. I've been super into orange lately, as you can tell by my nails. So bring soul families and communities together. So I think at the end of my last video, I was talking about these things that I'm bringing up in my video with your community, right? And then it's like the more you talk about these things with people, the closer you can become with each other. The more you'll find people that like are expanding your mindset. Like you genuinely try to like surround yourself with people who are expanding your point of view instead of restricting it, or like forcing you to only see one side of the coin, when it's like you cannot deny the coin has two sides. To deny that is to like deny what is. And that creates suffering. So this says, spread belonging, warmth, and oneness. Let's get together and feel all right. Just saying. This, I didn't even read the bottom line, but it says, bring people together, bring people everywhere together. Thank you, Bob. Bobby. Okay. We'll get another dragon, and then we'll do some tarot. And yeah, the rainbow dragon. Literally a few months ago, I felt so guided to start using the rainbow emoji, and now it's one of my favorites. And I think when I use it, maybe people think like LGBTQ, and I'm like, yeah, sure, but like also like just happiness, joy, color, like because everything is so gray. Like I feel like I am like Technicolor in the world of Eeyore. So this says, brings the leap of joy that opens new doors. So like you have to stay ready. Part of staying dangerous is being prepared for the best possible outcome. Like, of course, being aware that the worst possible outcome could always happen, but like, it's better to lose to a physical opponent than losing to the thought of fear. Because if you're losing to the thought of fear, then you're not even trying. So, have trust, rediscover wisdom, expect miracles, accept opportunities. So let's say you're so laser focused on like, I need to have the job of like corporate CEO of like blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I will not settle for anything less than that. But then let's say like that opportunity like is just not coming for you, but then something else is like showing up in your life. Maybe you just need to try accepting the thing that is like showing up in your life, and then that will lead you to becoming a corporate CEO of blah, 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 or something even better. But you just need to consider like maybe you're limiting yourself. Could you be, whoa, the thing that is hindering your own growth? The dragons are really flying today. Fire dragon. Burns up the lower energies around you, the entities. So you might feel, once you realize how true what I am telling you is, you might feel called to burn all that shit up, to really change your life. And that is scorpionic energy, like really just coming in there and being like, this isn't for me anymore. I cannot accept this. So know you are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired as you clear your soul pathway. Okay? That is what you can do. Oh my god, it's getting so hot in here, you guys. Hot tamale. Okay. I'm gonna get some shaman cards next, I think. I asked my parents to pull some of these earlier. Ye doggies. I need like a little pool. That's what I really want. Look at this. Middle world, present. So be like how I said, you cannot deny there's two sides of every coin, right? So be present in the knowing of that, and just like, again, respond to what is. Do not try to like allow yourself to suffer over the fact that like what you think should be happening isn't happening. Like, chance favors those in motion, so the time will pass anyways, whether you're sitting on your ass yearning or whether you're up walking 10,000 steps a day. Because I've been doing that so long now that it's gotten to the point where it's like, I would rather be out walking, because I know that at least like then I'm doing something like for the betterment of myself. And Mother Earth has told me she really likes it when humans walk. So, you know, instead of doing like just letting there, like giving my energy away to the fucking phone, I'm out moving, creating something, upper world, future, right? So it's like, it's about the seeds that you sow, not what you reap. Because if I, you know, I didn't really have a mission. I was feeling a little bit lost. So then again, signed myself the mission of walking. And it's like, as long as I keep walking, like, I know that like future me will thank me for that. But like future me is not going to thank me for me sitting on my ass, like being miserable. Future you isn't going to thank you for doing that either. So cut the shit. Crystals, amplification. Crystals are like a great tool, actually. I have a few, and there's like tarot readers coming to my city in a few days, so I kind of want to go to like the little fair that they're having and maybe get some new crystals. But just like focus, again, the other word with that was amplification. So focus more on what it is that you want to create and less on what you want to see less of. Again, I just pulled this one, seek. So look, this person is looking at the light. So I am an example of like a lighthouse. Like I always tell people, you better act like the sun. The sun don't do nothing but one thing, shine. And people, so they can look at me and see me shining. And like even in those moments when it's like yesterday, like I was getting triggered as fuck because someone who is small-minded, smaller than me, is trying to drag me down to their level. But I'm not gonna stoop to that level, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to keep shining because that is my job, to shine. We'll get a few tarot cards. I have this star. No, actually I'm gonna use the mermaids. I like the mermaids. So we'll talk to them and see what they have to tell us. Okay. Woo. But a really good thing you can do overall during full moons is like if there are a lot of things that you feel like you want to release, just like get out a piece of paper and write them down. The Five of Cups. Five of Cups is like suffering, right? So how I was saying, the time will pass anyways. So it's like you can either spend the present moment sitting there and being miserable and being like, oh, I should have done this, or I could have done this, or you can get up off your ass and go for a walk and see how you feel, or you can call up a friend and talk about how you're feeling instead of just like going over and over the same shit in your head. I find that really helpful, actually, and I am really honest with people in my life. Like I'm like, sometimes I'll just call them up and I'll be like, hey, like I am thinking about this nonstop, so I need something to like take my mind off of that. You know, so you can just always ask someone to talk about something else and get conversation going. But an overactive mind is the result of an unchallenged body. So like Scorpio full moons, they are going to trigger a lot of like emotions and feelings deep within you. And then so if you want to sit there and like really just like try and repress those or ignore them, like it's going to be very uncomfortable. But if you get up and get moving, then it's like that might cause a big breakthrough for you. And it's like, while you're on a walk or a run or whatever, maybe you'll have some sort of like, oh my god, like realization, and then you'll be able to like come back home and sit and think a little bit more, and like your brain won't get so clogged up or feel down. Like you feel a lot more empowered. The Seven of Swords. I think the Seven of Swords is like lying. Like this woman, and she's kind of being like selfish or whatever. So like don't like be kind but be fierce, right? So again, like set boundaries if people are disempowering you. But actually I was talking to my friend Justin about this last night, and I was saying to him, like, we were talking about like the fear of love, and I was saying like it is not fair of us as humans to like act like love is never going to hurt us, or that's like a very like limited perspective of what love is. Like I think you kind of have to accept like everyone is human, right? And people are going to hurt you, and you need to go into relationships with the knowing like, okay, I might, like, if someone is human, like they're gonna hurt me and I might hurt them, and that's okay. And then so you just have to like follow the serenity prayer, right? So it's like the discernment to know like, okay, this person is hurting me and I don't want that in my life. Like know when to let go of certain people, but then also know when it's just like, okay, like I love this person and they've hurt me, but that is mine to like deal with. Like that trigger is like mine to kind of like overcome, you know? And it's like, and I can still love them. It doesn't mean like there needs to be a wedge in our relationship because they're not perfect or because I'm not perfect. Okay. I'm real sweaty and I don't want to turn my AC on because it's so loud. The Four of Pentacles. That is very fucking miser. And notice, so all these tarot cards that we've pulled, these are all minor arcana. So I think it is just like people are realizing how their own humanness is keeping them stuck. So be willing to overcome that, and like don't judge yourself. Like if you're noticing like, oh, like damn, like I can't believe like I've been acting like this and I didn't even realize this for months and months and months. Like don't shame yourself, but just be aware of that. And then if you catch yourself doing those things again, then that's kind of time, like an opportunity to do some reparenting. Because at the end of the day, like any angry, grumpy adult is just like a wounded inner child. So that's why I do try to treat people with like love and compassion and kindness, and like help point them in the direction of like self-understanding. because I think that's what the world needs more of right now, instead of like adults who weren't taught, like who weren't parented properly, who then don't know how to parent their own inner child properly, and then their inner child, their wounded inner child, is running the show. I want to be surrounded by adults who know how to parent their own wounded inner child and like can show up fully and not make their insecurities or like their lack mindsets other people's problems. Like people want you around, but they want you around when you feel good about yourself and like when you feel good about the world, when you feel good about life. That's your only assignment, to feel good about yourself and feel good about life. So what do you have to do that? That's what this Scorpio full moon is going to ask you. I'm going to cut the 7 of Cups. So that's like knowing you have choices, okay? It doesn't have to be the way you are a victim of the rules you live by. Queen of Wands. And then when you realize that, again, you might be overcome with passion and be like, oh, fuck, like we got to change things, right? And so use that passion, do change things, and know it's like you don't need to spend $1 bajillion to change your life. You don't need to go get plastic surgery. You don't need to become Instagram famous. You just need to start showing up and trusting your intuition and following the call. So let yourself die. Die unto yourself and be reborn into the 9 of Pentacles, into something I literally told my dad earlier that I am the 9 of Pentacles. So we're going to end this here. Thanks for tuning in to my sweaty sermon. God, having a lot of hair in the summer is not fun. Anyways, I love you guys so much. I really do feel like people are going to start seeing how right I am soon. And I would love that. I would love to like conversate with more people about these things. So again, if you have thoughts about what I've shared, let me know. Or if you want to share what you're overcoming this Scorpio full moon, let me know, okay? Love you.